Now, Prime Minister Narendra Modi's placard at the opening of the G20 summit in Delhi on Saturday referred to India as Bharat, raising speculation of a change of name for the South Asian nation. India is also called Bharat, Bharata, Hindustan, its pre-colonial names in Indian languages, and these are used interchangeably by the public and officially. While the country has traditionally stuck to using India in titles such as President or Prime Minister while communicating in English, President Murmu earlier this week referred to herself as the President of Bharat in a dinner invitation for a reception for G20 leaders, sparking controversy. Joining us live from New Delhi is Gautam Chikkermana. He's the Vice President of the Observer Research Foundation. Thank you very much, sir, for being with us. Appreciate your time and such a busy weekend in Delhi. Are we making too big of a deal out of it here in the international media, or is there a policy change in India regarding the country's name?
Thank you for inviting me here, and namaste from India. Namaste and hello are the same thing. This controversy is being reported, it's a political controversy, and I want to make two quick points. First is the national, the other is international. India and Bharat are interchangeable. It's not that Bharat has come out of the blue. The Indian Constitution in English, the first line goes, India, that is Bharat. The Constitution of India in Hindi, it goes, Bharat Arthat India. The two are completely interchangeable, and I don't see any controversy other than political. Both are valid, both are functional, both are talking about the same nation, the same people, the same geography. So I don't see that as a problem. Further, in G20, which we have just closed today, if Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam is the official tagline, the name Bharat flows very naturally and culturally into it. That doesn't mean we have moved away from India. India remains. And it's there in the Constitution. So unless there is a constitutional amendment that removes India and places Bharat in its place, both India as well as Bharat will be functional. I don't see any problem whatsoever.
But let's talk about the deeper...
If this controversy alerts your viewers to the fact that India and Bharat are one, it would be the biggest benefit.
Wonderful to learn more about India and the origin of Bharat, of course, and the other names that Indians refer to India by. But I want to ask about the deeper meaning of this, because this comes after years and years of remediation, and your colleague Shashi Tharoor wrote a wonderful book about the British Empire called Inglorious Empire, and there's a lot of discussion about the years of colonialism and their effect on India. And I want to ask if this is part of a campaign to remediate or to some extent erase the legacy of British colonialism under the Modi government.
I don't know if it's either of the two, because India we have accepted as a name. It's not going anywhere. India will remain, as far as I can see. But yes, India is far more colonial a name than Bharat. Further, I want to make another related point here. Bharat will stay, India will stay. But why is the name, firstly, the name has not changed. But in case the name has changed, in the last 7 years, 8 countries have changed their names. I didn't see any controversy over there. In 2016, Czech Republic became Czechia. In 2017, Libya became the state of Libya. In 2019, the Republic of Macedonia became Republic of North Macedonia. In 2022, Turkey became Turkey. And in 2023, Micronesia became Federated States of Micronesia. So I don't see why a different denominated name, which is an official name as part of the Constitution of India being used, has anything to do with any controversy or any narrative other than the fact that we now choose to use Bharat. In fact, both have been used interchangeably. The biggest award that anybody can get in India is called Bharat Ratna. It's not called India Ratna. And we have been very comfortable with this diversity of names in a nation that is as diverse as ours. In 1991, there were 15 countries that changed their names. So I think this is just a straw in a teacup. I don't think there is, you should make any big deal out of it. other than telling your viewers that India and Bharat are the same.
Okay, so now I do want to get your input, please, on the huge infrastructure project that was announced from India to Europe through the Middle East and here through Israel. Is that the Indian answer to the Chinese Belt and Road initiative? And how soon do you expect that we could see it on the ground?
So, yes, I think this is an alternative to the Belt and Road. I think there was a vacuum. As countries developed, a lot of countries were left behind as far as the connectivity infrastructure went. And I think China, through its Belt and Road initiative, made the first move. It got the first mover advantage. However, soon after it got the advantage, the whole world, excuse me, began to see China for what it is, and it is more of a strategic, it is more of a imperial kind of an infrastructure that was being built. It has bankrupted nations. Countries have gone into debt traps. Look at Sri Lanka. Look at Montenegro, and I think slowly this Belt and Road initiative began to wear off. But the vacuum of the fact that a connectivity infrastructure is important to build a bridge between Asia and Europe, for instance, and going forward from Africa to South America, for instance, remained. And I think this is only a memorandum of understanding, as far as my understanding goes right now, between India, the Middle East, and Europe Economic Corridor. Are the first foundations and discussions have happened. By the way, there are the combined GDP behind this initiative is about 47 trillion, approximately half the world GDP. So I don't think it's a lightweight thing. I think it's a very strong initiative. And how it goes forward, I think over the next 2 or 3 years, we will begin to see. But is it required? Yes. Was it necessary? Absolutely. Is it strategic? It is strategic to the extent that the vacuum left by China's debt trap diplomacy has been fulfilled by the US-led and Europe-led and India and Saudi Arabia.
Definitely another indicator of a very bipolar world that we're living in. We have to part here, sadly. Gautam Chikarmane, the Vice President of the Observer Research Foundation, thank you very much for joining us from Delhi.